Good morning, fam. Much love to everybody on this Sunday morning. The Carpenter's Carpenter here. Been watching a lot of this stuff about Kash Patel and Elon Musk with all this stuff about bringing immigrants over here to work for these companies. Most people are right, it is a slippery slope. I worked in Detroit in the Carpenters Union for years, back 20 years ago or so. That's how it all started with the unions. They started bringing in immigrants to do construction. First it started with the Mexicans, and there wasn't really no problem. You know, they made pretty close to the fair wage that the rest of the carpenters made. They stuck together. A lot of guys didn't like it. I worked with a lot of them. Had a lot of, was friends with a lot of them through the years. Excuse me. But that's how it all started in the union years ago. And now they broke up all the unions. They broke up the UAW unions pretty much in Michigan, where I'm from originally. I'm now in Southwest Florida. Been here about 5 years. The new people that work for the unions in General Motors in Michigan, now GM has their own unions. They don't get paid crap. They can't do anything or they lose their jobs. The new unions are ran by the car manufacturer, so I'm not sure how that's a union, but I guess that's what they're calling it. And then, like down here, these big companies, Pulte, all of them, that build these big communities. First, they were doing all Spanish descent, and they were paying them quite a bit less than American carpenters. But now it's got even worse. Now these companies, if they will hire Americans around here, they want you to speak Portuguese. They're bringing them all in on these visas, and most of these jobs down here, these construction jobs, these communities, these apartment complexes and all this stuff, the roads, everything, they're not even hiring Spanish descent. They're bringing in all these Portuguese people and stuff, and they don't pay them crap. They work them 7 days a week, and they pretty much have them full control under their thumb. They tell them where to house, and they do all this stuff. They have no freedom, and they're just stuck here on these jobs until, I'm speculating, they either get fired, quit, go back. They're not unionizing or anything. So these companies are just making a killing, and they're not hiring any Americans. So I'd hate to see that go on with the tech companies too. I'm sure it already is a little bit, but that's what happens. These companies want our money, but they don't want to hire Americans to do these American jobs. And Elon Musk and all these guys have become billionaires doing this stuff, and now they're going to be in with Trump. Is it going to get worse, or are they going to make it better? The American people are right. Something needs to be done about this. It needs to be better regulated. And I'm not sure where Trump stands on it, because I'm sure he did use a lot of the foreign labor too, because he did a lot of building in New York and stuff, and a lot of said how he broke the unions when he was building his places in New York and stuff. I don't know how true or untrue that is. That was a little bit before my time. And New York's a little bit different than the unions were in Detroit, but they've completely broke the unions as far as the construction have in this country. They're all foreigners. And now Michigan, I was back for Thanksgiving in Michigan. The unions are trying to come back to construction unions for a little of the small commercial work in Michigan, but that's only because they can't get nobody else. Even the foreigners, the Mexicans and all that stuff in places like Michigan, after the car unions had left, the cities and the drugs and stuff are so bad, even the family-oriented people that come here from other countries don't want to work and live in that mess that they've created. Are they going to do this to every city now? Is that their plan, to turn all these major cities into drug-infested ghetto areas, to where the government's got to come in and save everybody, and they can just make them ghettos or 10-minute cities, whatever they want? It's really bad here in Florida, and it seems to be getting worse instead of getting better. Work has been pretty fair here this last year. I don't know if it's because of the election or what, but it's really bad right now in Southwest Florida. I don't know if it's because the election's going on, like I said, or what, but hopefully it gets better. I'm glad to see America is standing up against these people, at least on social media so far, and sticking together. That's all we all need to do. This is our country. We worked here, and our families are ancestors to build this country. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't bring in these foreign people, but if they are, then they should do what they did years ago when they first started. They should be unionized like the Americans, and they should either make the same wages if they had the same skill sets as the skilled Americans. That way they actually have to compete for these jobs, not that they just get paid such a low wages that Americans can't afford to even work for them low wages. These big companies and these ones are dictate the price and everything. They are the ones driving up the cost of living everywhere, but they don't want to pay the wages to go up with the cost of living like it needs to be and like it used to be when there were unions, when the unions were strong. Like I said, I had 18 years in the union, construction union in Michigan. When Obama was in office, that was one of the unions that he bankrupt. I got a check for like $1,200 for all the time that I had saved up in my union, Carpenters Union in Michigan. Just my thoughts as a blue collar construction working American. Glad to see it. Much love to everybody. Great Sunday. Give God all the glory, and God bless everybody. Stay healthy and happy out there. I see now some states are trying to push a bird flu or something now. Let's not get sucked up in that again. Let's keep everybody healthy, strong, and all praise to God. Much love to everybody.